For years, audiences have known Mark Consuelos as a steady, confident presence, someone who projects strength, humor, and reliability both on-screen and in real life. Whether appearing in dramatic roles, sharing laughter on daytime television, or standing proudly beside his wife, Kelly Ripa, Mark has always seemed grounded and resilient. But in a recent, deeply personal update, Mark chose to pause the usual rhythm of public life and speak with rare honesty about his health. It was not an announcement filled with shocking claims or dramatic exaggerations. Instead, it was something far more powerful, a calm, sincere reflection that revealed vulnerability, self-awareness, and the emotional weight that health concerns can bring, especially when lived under the public eye. This article explores that moment in depth. It looks at what Mark shared, why it resonated so strongly with fans, and how his openness has sparked meaningful conversations about health, aging, balance, and emotional honesty. Above all, it is a story about humanity, about recognizing limits, listening to one's body, and finding strength not in silence, but in truth. Mark Consuelos' life has rarely slowed down. From his early acting days to his long-running television presence, his career has demanded consistency, energy, and adaptability. Acting schedules, live broadcasts, rehearsals, interviews, and public appearances leave little room for rest. For decades, Mark has embraced that pace with enthusiasm. Yet, as Mark himself has acknowledged, living in constant motion can sometimes mean overlooking the subtle signals our bodies send. Minor discomforts are brushed aside, fatigue is explained away as a busy week, stress becomes normalized. For many people, especially public figures, pushing through becomes a habit. Mark's recent health update gently challenged that mindset. What made this update so impactful was not a single dramatic statement, but the tone in which Mark spoke. He did not frame his experience as a crisis, nor did he downplay its emotional impact. Instead, he chose balance, acknowledging concern without panic, reflection without fear. He spoke about listening more carefully to his body, recognizing that certain physical and emotional signals could no longer be ignored. There was an unmistakable sense that this realization did not come overnight. It was the result of accumulated moments, days when energy felt different, times when recovery took longer, and quiet realizations that health is not something to take for granted. For fans, this honesty felt intimate. It reminded them that even those who appear strong and composed are still human. The response was immediate and emotional. Messages of support flooded social media. Viewers expressed concern, encouragement, and gratitude. Many shared their own experiences, noting how Mark's words mirrored struggles they themselves were facing. Why did this resonate so deeply? Because Mark did not speak as a celebrity. He spoke as a person navigating change. Health concerns, whether large or small, have a way of reshaping perspective. They prompt reflection on priorities, routines, and the importance of rest. When Mark spoke openly, fans recognized their own fears and hopes reflected in his words. Throughout Mark's update, one theme stood out clearly: family. He acknowledged the grounding presence of those closest to him, especially Kelly Ripa and their children. While he did not dramatize their involvement, it was evident that family supports played a crucial role in helping him process and respond to his health concerns. For many viewers, this was particularly moving. Mark and Kelly have long been admired for their partnership, one rooted in humor, mutual respect, and honesty. Seeing that partnership extended to moments of vulnerability reinforced why so many people feel connected to them. Health challenges often remind individuals that success and visibility mean little without well-being. Mark's reflections subtly underscored that truth. One of the most powerful takeaways from Mark's update was his redefinition of strength. For years, strength has often been portrayed as endurance, pushing forward no matter what, staying silent about discomfort, and maintaining appearances. Mark's words challenged that outdated notion. True strength, he suggested, lies in awareness. It lies in acknowledging when something feels off. It lies in taking responsibility for one's health before small concerns become larger issues. This message resonated strongly, particularly with men, who often feel societal pressure to downplay health concerns. By speaking openly, Mark modeled a healthier approach, one rooted in self-respect rather than denial. Health is not only physical, it carries emotional weight, fear, uncertainty, frustration, and sometimes guilt for not noticing signs earlier. Mark's update acknowledged this emotional layer without dwelling on it excessively. He spoke about moments of introspection, about understanding that it is okay to feel unsettled when facing health questions. Many fans expressed appreciation for the way Mark addressed emotional well-being alongside physical health. It reminded viewers that mental and emotional states are deeply connected to physical condition, and that addressing one without the other is incomplete. Living in the public eye adds another layer of complexity to health discussions. Every word is analyzed, every pause is interpreted. Speculation can spread quickly, often detached from facts. Mark approached this challenge thoughtfully, by sharing what he felt comfortable sharing and setting quiet boundaries around what remained private. He maintained control of his narrative. This balance helped prevent misinformation while still offering transparency. In doing so, he demonstrated an important lesson for anyone navigating public or private health concerns. You owe honesty to yourself first, not explanations to everyone else. Another subtle but meaningful aspect of Mark's update was its reflection on aging, not as decline, but as awareness. As people grow older, their relationship with health often changes. Recovery takes longer, priorities shift, preventative care becomes more important. Mark's reflections captured this transition with grace. Rather than expressing regret or resistance, he spoke with acceptance. Aging, he implied, is not something to fear, it is something to understand. With awareness comes the opportunity to make better choices, set healthier boundaries, and appreciate the body for what it continues to offer. Mark's honesty extended beyond his own experience. It opened the door for broader discussions among fans and viewers. People began talking openly about routine checkups, stress management, rest, and the importance of listening to one's body. Some shared how Mark's words encouraged them to schedule appointments they had been postponing. Others reflected on the need to slow down and reassess their own lifestyles. In this way, Mark's update became more than personal news. It became a catalyst for awareness. Unlike many celebrity health stories that spiral into speculation, this update was largely handled with care by media outlets. Many focused on Mark's message rather than sensational interpretations. This responsible approach reflected the tone Mark himself set: calm, thoughtful, and grounded. It served as a reminder that health reporting, especially involving public figures, can be done with respect and accuracy. While Mark's update centered on his own experience, the presence of Kelly Ripa was felt throughout, not through dramatic statements, but through subtle support and understanding. Fans familiar with their dynamic recognized the unspoken strength of partnership, how shared life experiences deepen trust and empathy. Kelly's role was not to speak for Mark, but to stand beside him, offering stability and encouragement. This quiet support resonated deeply with audiences who value authenticity over spectacle. One of the quieter but powerful themes in Mark's update was the idea of rest without guilt. In a culture that often glorifies constant productivity, choosing rest can feel like weakness. Mark challenged that narrative by framing rest as responsibility, not indulgence. Taking time to recover, reflect, and reset is not stepping back. It is preparing to move forward with intention. Looking ahead with perspective. Importantly, Mark's update was not framed as an ending or a setback. It was a moment of pause, a recalibration. He expressed gratitude for awareness, for support, and for the opportunity to approach life with renewed perspective. There was hope in his words, grounded not in denial, but in realism. For fans, this forward-looking tone offered reassurance. It reminded them that acknowledging health concerns is often the first step toward positive change. Why this moment matters. In the constant stream of headlines, some stories fade quickly. Others linger because they speak to something universal. Mark Consuelos' health update matters because it speaks to the shared human experience of vulnerability. It reminds us that listening to our bodies is an act of respect, not fear. It shows that honesty can coexist with privacy, and that strength is found in awareness, not silence. At its heart, this story is not only about Mark Consuelos. It is about how we all navigate health in a world that rarely slows down. It is about choosing reflection over denial, balance over burnout, and honesty over appearances. Mark's willingness to share, even carefully, has helped normalize conversations many people struggle to start. His message encourages us to check in with ourselves, to listen more closely, and to value well-being as the foundation of everything else. In that sense, this heartbreaking update is also a hopeful one. It reminds us that truth, when shared with care, has the power to connect, heal, and inspire.